Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you my day for Royal Ascot preview. But before I give my tips away for tomorrow's action, I quickly just want to go through a couple of things with you. Now, the first 2 days haven't been great at Royal Ascot. I am recording this video before day 3, so hopefully we can have a better day. It's been a bit of a bloodbath, to be honest with you. We've only had one each way, and that was Rocket Rodney. But yeah, everything else I've been putting up just hasn't been getting competitive. We've had a couple of hard luck stories, a few that just ultimately weren't good enough on the day. But yeah, not been a good week so far. But hopefully we can do better towards the latter part of the week. And like I say, I've got a few selections for you for day 4. I'm recording this video just after 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, and all the prices were available at the time of recording. So let's get into it then. The first selection I'm going to give you runs in the 340 tomorrow. It's the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes. It's a handicap. Now, on paper, this is a very competitive race, but the one that stood out to me that I'm willing to take a chance on is Ajero for David Egan and Kim Bailey. Currently available at 16 to 1. SkyBet are offering 6 places on that race. I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here. Now, this horse, Ajero, is quite an interesting horse for Kim Bailey. He's been campaigned as a national hunt horse. He's done quite well over there, over hurdles, but probably got to a mark where the handicapper had him. And it's interesting that they've gone down the flat road with him over the last few months. Maybe it could have just been the better ground, but to be fair, he seemed to have relished his tasks on the flat. He's been running, like I say, in maiden company, but he's been running against some decent horses, giving lumps of weight away to improving 3-year-olds. And one of those races included a second at Sandown behind Francesco Guardi, who's actually got an ARC entry for the Gosdens, and they do think quite a lot of that horse. And like I say, a couple of his other runs have been pretty promising. And last time out, he was quite a big eye catcher running on, and they were all over 10 furlongs, which are just probably the step up in trip. Is what he's been crying out for. He's off here tomorrow for a mark of 89. This time he's got a nice low weight on his back. He's on levels, and I think he's quite a big price here. I quite fancy him to go well. He's not got a bad draw. He's drawn towards the middle, so that wouldn't put me off at all. I think he'll get a good toe into the race. I think he'll probably look to get cover, be played late. And I think he's a live chance in here tomorrow. He shouldn't mind the ground as well. I think that's the key to him, this better ground. And for me, I think at 16 to 1, I think he's got a great chance of outrunning his odds. And yeah, I'm hoping he can go well, and he's going to be my next best of the day. So that's going to be the selection in the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes. We then go to the 5 o'clock in the Sandringham. Obviously, another very competitive race, but one that I thought could go well was Pink Carnation for Holly Doyle and Archie Watson. Currently available at 14 to 1. 8 places on offer of SkyBet at the time of recording. I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection here. Now, this horse, Pink Carnation, is going to be making her handicap debut tomorrow off a mark of 80, but I think she might just have a little bit more in hand there. Last time we saw her, she won at Nottingham, where the pair were miles clear. The second horse was Third Gesture, but they were miles clear from the rest of the field at Nottingham. Third Gesture has currently gone on to win at Wetherby, giving that form a boost. But I thought Pink Carnation won a shade cosily there, and I think there could be a lot more to offer. She was very game and genuine in the finish. The cheek pieces are going on, but maybe they just think that they're going to sit handy tomorrow, won't be too far from off the pace, and be in there with a right shout. Archie Watson team have been going okay at Royal Ascot. They obviously had Bradsill win the Coventry on the first day. They had Tempest as well, ran a stormer in the Royal Hunt Cup yesterday. I actually backed him, but unfortunately I didn't put him up for you guys. Yeah, I think Pink Carnation could be definitely there or thereabouts tomorrow, and I quite like her chances to maybe continue her progression. So she's going to be my selection there. We then go to my nap of the day, the 5:35, the King Edward, the 7th stakes, and this is where my nap's going to be here, and I'm going to take a chance on Lysander for Tom Marquand and William Hargis, currently available at 4 to 1. They won this race last year with Alan Kerr in different conditions. That was in testing ground, but tomorrow, obviously, it's probably going to be the hottest day of the week, and the ground is going to continue to dry. But I think that could potentially work to Lysander's favour. He's run 3 times so far during his career, and on the only time he hasn't won, on both occasions where he's not won, he's been running on softer ground, and I just don't think that suits him. He's by New Approach out of a Shamardale mare. And from what I can see, I think his pedigree suggests that he's been crying out for this better ground, and I think he'll be suited by that tomorrow. He finished third on his debut at Newbury in a good race. That's worked out well. He finished behind Lionel there. He then went on to win very easily at Newcastle. He then ran in the Cocked Hat Stakes to Goodwood last time out. There was hardly anything to separate them, but again, he finished behind Lionel. But Lionel, I think, is going to be a horse you want to be following this season, and I think he could have a big autumn, Lionel, especially when the ground gets soft. That was his optimum conditions that day. But I just think, like I say, I think the ground went against Lysander last time. I think he ultimately wants the better conditions, and for me, at 4-1, this does look like you can take the first couple on in the betting. I think changing of the guard, even though he ran in the Derby and is probably going to go forward, I think he probably wants a little bit of underfoot conditions, and he might have just had a hard race. Artman Fleet, as much as I respect the Appleby team, is probably the one I'm most feared of. I just think that I just question his attitude, to be honest with you. He had every chance to win at Newbury on debut. He was a little bit, let's say, his mind wasn't on the job at a Newmarket last time out. I don't think his form particularly reads that well, and I don't know actually if he wants this extra trip, whereas I think Lysander does. I think he's going to be a real stayer in time, Lysander, but I thought he probably wouldn't be far from the pace tomorrow, and I just think the ground could make all the difference, so I'm going to take him as my nap there. We then go to the 6:10, the Palace of Holyrood handicap, and Love Me Like a Rock is going to be my selection here for Kieran Schumacher and Charlie Hills. Currently available at 14-1, 4 places on offer with Will Hill and Bet Victor. No, 6 places I should say. So I'm going to recommend a 0.5 each way selection. Obviously, again, another competitive handicap. But Love Me Like a Rock has been actually holding her form quite well, I thought. We've last seen her in 2 competitive handicaps on the Rolling Mile, but to be fair, she wasn't disgraced on both starts. She finished 2nd and 4th in those races and wasn't beaten that far at all. From those races, there has been a bit of a form boost. Harry 3 has subsequently gone on to win on his next couple of starts, so that form line does look good. She's still off a mark of 89. She could maybe be a black type filly in time. She's dropping back in trip tomorrow, obviously to the bare minimum 5, but she does have form over that. She won over the distance on the all-weather, and she's got a pedigree that suggests to me that she should be fine with it. So, yeah, I think there's a lot to like about her. She's not got a bad draw as well, still 23 towards the middle high, which I think it is the place to be. And if it did go towards stand side, which it normally does, but it's not been doing it so far, again, that wouldn't be an issue. So yeah, for me, I think she's got plenty of ticks in the boxes tomorrow to definitely be there or thereabouts, and that's why she's going to be my selection in the last race at Royal Ascot on day 4. So they're the tips then for tomorrow's racing. Let me know in the comments box below what you're going to be backing tomorrow. If you're enjoying these videos, remember to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe here to the YouTube channel at LuckyLoads15. You can follow me on socials as well, Twitter at LuckyLoad15 and same on Insta. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you again soon.